Derry, also known as Londonderry, has been a pillar of the northwest of Ireland. What started as a monastery in the 6th century grew into the bustling city we see today. Although I'm going to focus specifically on one of the most famous landmarks, the Derry Walls, and just how much history they have witnessed over the centuries since they were built in 1619. For our first taste of history, there is the Siege of Derry. On the 18th of April, 1689, there was a feud between William of Orange, a Protestant, and King James II, a Catholic, all for the throne of England. The start of the battle truly began on December 7, 1688, when the Jacobite army marched upon the walled city for occupation. As the city at the time was aligned with the Williamites, this was foiled by the apprentice boys of Derry, who closed the Shipquay gates. This was the beginning of the siege. During the siege, there was a traitor among the occupants of the walls, in the form of Captain Robert Lundy, whom throughout the siege undermined various means of defence for the city, often deliberately underpreparing soldiers. You see, he did this as a staunch loyalist to King James II. In the end, his treason failed, and in turn he was caught and sent to the Tower of London. When released, he was sent to serve with the Portuguese army on behalf of England, where he was to fight the French from 1704 to 1712. He died in 1717. His infamy is especially known among the Unionist communities, even being another word for traitor among these communities. So much so that there is an annual event involving burning an effigy of him on the anniversary of the closing of the gates on the first Saturday of December. Nearing the end of the siege were a few last-ditch attempts to starve the people within the walls using a makeshift dam erected by the Jacobites. The most defiant instance was the Boyne, a large chain of wood and metal that stretched the length of the river Foyle in order to prevent ships from entering the city and restocking it with food. This barricade was destroyed in 1689 by the ship the Mountjoy. This was considered the end of the siege in terms of significant events. After holding out, the Jacobites finally surrendered, making William the king. The wall was never taken in a siege within its history, giving Derry the nickname the Maiden City. Could you tell me any significant events that happened with the walls during the Troubles?
Well, the walls, during that, especially during the time of the real troubles, the really bad troubles, the British Army were installed on the walls. They had sangers, they had what do you call large listening posts, like a pylon that they could they set up videos and sound so that they could listen to people in the Bogside. If you can imagine the walls overlooking the Bogside being the central point of where the troubles actually were taking place. And what they did was that they blocked they weren't allowed onto the walls during that period of time because they fenced the whole lot off. And also even the gateways was led into the city centre. They set up checkpoints there, so people wanted to go to shop, they had to go through these checkpoints and being searched. Everybody was searched through these checkpoints, and even some of the entrances into the walls were they were actually blocked off by large gates.